footwork today. So we can turn your face this direction. We're going to just start out with some squats. So starting out with the feet parallel just underneath the hips, toes are facing just in front of you. We're going to start with the hands down by the hips. Drop the shoulders down and out of the ears. Reach that crown of the head up towards the ceiling, nice tall posture. Take an inhale, feel those ribs expand east to west. As you exhale, drop the glutes down towards the heels for that squat. Press into the heels as you bring the glutes back up, nice tall posture, crown of the head reaches up to the ceiling. Good, nice deep inhale, exhale to lower. Try and keep the chest lifted. Keeping the eyes focused just out in front of you. Again, the weight goes back into the heels. You should feel the glutes active here. One more on this next one. We're going to drop it down and hold, and we're going to pulse up and down here. See if you can lift the toes just up off the ground, putting the weight into those heels, really feeling those quads flex. See if you can take your arms up over the ears. Keep the chest lifted. We're here for 4, 3, 2. Keep breathing. Last one. Stand it all the way up for reach, 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 and then forward fold to the toes. Slight bend in the knees to hurt that lower back. Bring it back up to standing. All right, shake it out a little bit here. All right, we're going to play with our balance a little bit here. So we are going to drop it down to that squat, bring it up to the toes, bring it to standing, and then drop the heels. Up to the toes, standing, and drop. Squat to the toes, stand, and drop. Squat to the toes, stand, and drop. We're going to reverse now. Up to the toes, woo. Drop it down, and drop the heels to stand. Working on that balance and stability in the legs here. Keeping the chest lifted. Gaze is just out in front of you. See if you can drop that squat nice and low this time. Woo, squat it. We're pulsing for 3, 2, 1. All the way up and drop the heels. Good, walk it out. Whew. All right. Let's take the feet out a little bit wider. Toes are going to externally rotate. Take a nice deep inhale. As we exhale, we drop it down. And then press it up. Keep the knees tracking just over the toes. Feeling the inner thighs. Feeling those glutes active. Dropping as low as you can here in that squat. Last one, we drop it, we hold. Drop the raise the right heel and drop. Left heel, drop. Right, left, right. Woo! Left. Feeling those quads. For 3, 2. Last one. And bring it up. Woo. Walk it out. Woo! I got your quads? Yeah, okay, good. Woo, not just me. All right. All right. All right, yep. Let's take a nice little quad stretch there. Good. All right. All right, let's go ahead and sit it down. We're going to take it all the way to laying into our supine position. All right. Let's focus on the breathing. Find our breath here. Nice deep inhales through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Spine should be in a neutral position here. Feel the ribs expand east to west as you inhale. And feel the abs activate as you exhale through the mouth. On On this next exhale, we're gonna lift the legs into tabletop position. Legs are gonna be squeezed together. We're gonna point the toes. You can put your hands underneath the lower back here if you want to protect that tailbone. Take a nice inhale. As we exhale, we point the toes out towards the handrail, and then we pull the knees back over the hips. Trying to keep the toes pointed, knees are squeezed together. One more here, extend and hold. Open the feet to the V and squeeze. Open and close. Open, close. Feel the abs engaged here for 2. Last one. Knees come in. Stay up in that tabletop position. Knees stay together. We open the feet and then close the feet. Fun in the hips here. Keep the knees together. We're working on rotation through the hips out here. Perfect, yeah. Open the feet and close. We're here for 3, 2. Last one. Squeeze them together. Feet stay together this time. We clamshell, open the knees, and then squeeze together. Try to keep the feet stationary. Knees finding that tabletop position just over the hips each time they squeeze together. We're here for 2 more. And last one, squeeze it together, lower the feet down to the mat, and take a windshield wiper stretch. You can drop those knees side to side. I like to open my arms out to a T here. Maybe take the gaze in the opposite direction of the knees, really working the neck there. All right, let's bring the feet back into tabletop position. This time we're going to flex the toes towards the face so the heels are extended out towards the handrail. Take an inhale and then exhale to press the heels out and then pull them back in. Press them out and pull them back in. Okay, we're going to hit some leg circles here. So extend the feet out, open them out wide, and then bring them together over the hips. Good. Straight down towards the porch, and then we squeeze together over the hips. One more here, holding at the top, and we reverse. Open the feet wide, press them down together at the bottom, and then straight up. One more here. And relax. Take a stretch. Woo. Tell my husband we need to get some fans up here. Forget these lights. Get some fans. All right. Let's hit some bridging, and then we'll come back and hit some more abs here. So let's start with the feet hip distance apart, pulling those glutes in toward, the heels in towards the glutes. So those shins are perpendicular at that 90-degree angle. Hands start down by the hips. In a nice neutral position. Palms are pressing down into the mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to hinge those hips up. Weight goes down to the shoulder blades, squeezing the glutes, pressing the knees out towards the front yard as you hit that high position, and then we slow lower down. Good. As exhale to lift, squeeze those glutes to the top. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. So you want to keep those shoulder blades on the mat, pressing those hips as high as you can, really squeezing the glutes, flexing those quads to get that extra little ½ inch at the top. One more, we're going to lift and hold, and pulse the hips. Press them up, to the ceiling, to the sky, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Pull the knees in towards the chest for a gentle rock. And we reset for that next bridge. We're going to put the feet together this time, so feet and knees zipped up. Hands down by the hips. Another hinge bridge set. So take your inhale, and then we exhale to lift. And then below it. If you want to progress, we can extend the hands up towards the ceiling, palms facing in towards each other. Just adds a little bit more stability requirement. Still thinking about squeezing those knees together as you lift. Really feeling those quads and really feeling the inner thighs activate as you squeeze those knees here. This time we're going to lift it all the way up, drop it halfway down, and then press it back up. Good, half range of motion here, keep the knees squeezed together. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And lower it down. Good. You can extend the foot up towards the sky and pull back that leg, get that hamstring if you need to. Finding that shake already for me. It's because I skipped Saturday. All right, let's take the feet back out to hip distance apart. And let us, this time, we are going to, okay, this one, let's do just, okay. Put your heels down on the mat and you're going to lift your toes up towards the sky. Good. We're going to do a hinge bridge just like this. Take a nice inhale, exhale to lift, and then lower. Keep the toes up. And then imagine you're pulling those heels in towards the glutes as you lift. Pressing the knees out towards the hammer. Good, yeah, beautiful. Last one, we're going to hold this one at the top, and we're going to clamshell those legs. Open them wide, squeeze them together. For 4, 3, 2, last one, lower it down. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to do a few. We're going to come up onto the tiptoes, lift the heels this time. And let's put the feet together, close together, and then make it a little bit easier here. All right, we're going to try to keep the heels lifted, all right? Same with that hinge bridge, we're going to do 3 of these. Take an inhale, and then exhale to lift. And 2 more. Lift. Last one. Lift and hold, then pulse. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Beautiful. Ooh. Alright, lay out flat, nice stretch here. Reaching the arms nice and long behind you, pointing the toes, filling the front of the body. Stretch. Nice deep breath here. Let's go ahead and go into some roll-ups here. So hands come up over the shoulders. And reach forward. Good. You're getting really close to being able to do it without lifting those legs. Good, articulating down, and then extend the hands up. Good, another one here. Reach forward for our forward fold. Sit it up nice and tall, find that pretty posture, drop the shoulders, tuck the tailbone and curl it down. 1 more. Arms go up, nice and slow. Stay down, heels. Oh yeah, nice, nice, nice. Forward fold for a stretch. Good, sitting up nice and high. All right, we're gonna stay here. Legs stay right where they are. Back stays nice and straight. Shoulders stay down. Arms stay extended. We hinge back. Find that shaky point in the abs, and then we hinge forward. build on this, we're gonna find rotation. So right elbow comes back, tap that mat, and bring it back up. And go to the left. Good. Drop the shoulders. One more on each side here. And back up. And relax. Forward fold here. Let us feet flat on the mat. We're going to come into our teacher position here. So hands are going to go out in front of you. Then we're going to lean back, find that kind of balance point. Lift one leg up off the mat to tabletop, and then have the other up to join. Try squeezing the legs together here. Sitting up nice and tall. If you want to try to progress, you try to straighten the legs. Woo, I can't do it right now. Oh, good, good. You got that nice extension. Woo, my hamstrings are so tight. We're holding the teaser. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Woo. Alright, let's go ahead and lay it on down. And let's do some, let's do a few single leg extension here. So let's bring the legs up to tabletop. We're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest as the left leg goes long, and then we switch. You can bring yourself up into a chest lift here for a little progression. Good, now let's straighten the legs and take it to scissor. Good. Here for 5, 4, 3, whoo, 2, last one. Oh, Lord. Whew. Oh yeah, my abs might be a little sore today. Hit another oblique set here. Let's go. Let's just go with some oblique crunches. So bring those legs to tabletop. Hands are going to go behind the head. Elbows are nice and wide. I want you to think about bringing the left knee towards the chest. Right shoulder comes up across the body. Right. Yep. Good. Beautiful. Okay, think about lifting that shoulder up off the mat. And the elbow just kind of follows along. Reach a little bit higher on these last two. Ooh. And lower it all the way down. Oh yeah, I'm good. And you can find a windshield wiper here. Nice little stretch. And we can straighten the legs. Right leg comes up over the hips and then let it drop over towards the left. You can open the right arm out and take the gaze out towards the right hand. If you want to pull on that right leg across, you can. Good. Bring it up over the hip and let it drop out wide. And bring it back in, and let's switch. Left leg goes up and drop it toward the right. And bring it up stretch to the outside. And then back to center. Woo-wee. All right. I feel like we should do maybe some planks and push-ups today. Do a little arm work. All right, so let's bring it around. We'll start out by kind of waking up the spine and the torso by doing some cat-cows. So we're going to come into that quadruped position, wrists directly beneath the shoulders, knees directly beneath the hips. We're going to start in that neutral position. Your gaze is going to be just between the wrists here. You're going to arch the back up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin to chest, and then drop the belly down, lifting the gaze just out in front of you. Finding that nice C curve for cat. And then drop it down to cow. Moving at your own pace here. Be sure you're breathing through those stretches. Good. Find that neutral position. Now we are going to step our feet out into that full plank. If you want to walk your hands forward a little bit, you can, or reset just how you need to. We're going to put the feet about hip distance apart as they're extended. Tuck that tailbone down underneath the legs. And squeeze in the glutes. Beautiful. Nice strong core here. Pressing the hands down into the mat. Your chest is active. Pressing down through the shoulders. That spine is just a little bit protruded out through the shoulder blades here. Your whole body is nice and stiff. Still finding those deep inhales and exhales. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down and press back for a child's pose stretch. Okay, let's bring it back out. All right, we're going to do some push-ups here. So on this first set, I'm going to stay down on my knees. You're welcome to go all the way up to your feet if you want to. But we're going to find that plank position. So you've got nice stiff core, stiff glutes. And we're going to drop the elbows out wide. And then press it back all the way up. Good, one more like that. Beautiful. This time we're going to pull the elbows down towards the hips. Ooh. See if we can get one more here. And press it back. Woo! I hope you don't mind my grunts. Got me feeling out of shape. There's only one way to fix it. All right, stretch it out if you need to here. All right, let's find another plank set here. So we're gonna go all the way back up to the toes. Exhale to lift. Tuck in that tailbone, strong through the core. We're gonna find a little bit of movement here, so we're gonna toe tap out towards the side of the mat. Upper body stays nice and stable. The hips are not moving. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Drop the knees and stretch it out. Let's hit a couple of swan stretches here. Nice extension in the spine. So we're going to have the feet long behind you. Hands are right beneath your shoulders. Nice deep inhale. And then we exhale to lift. Finding that flexion through that spine. Gaze goes up. And then we drop those elbows towards the hips as we lower ourselves down. Another nice deep breath to lift. Squeezing the glutes to protect the lower back here. Should feel that stretch through the front of the body. And then lower it down. One more. Exhale to lift. Squeeze the glutes. Gaze goes up. And lower it all the way down. Good. Extend the arms out long in front of you. And we're going to come into a little swim here. So the right hand, left leg go together. Squeezing the glutes here. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. And one last child's pose. And then we'll bring this. Feet find the mat. We're going to come into a downward dog here. So press it up, the hips go up towards the ceiling. Weight can be pushed back down to the heels. You can walk it out a little bit here, pedal out the feet. And then you can walk those hands towards the feet. And bring it up to standing. All right. Okay, let's do a few lunges. And a few more little lunges here. So we're going to step forward just a little bit. We're going to do some walking lunges here. So drop those shoulders down out of the ears. We're going to extend the right leg back, drop that knee down to tap the floor if you can make it there, and then back to standing. But on this next one, we're going to hold it down to that lunge. Right hand extends open, finding that rotation, and then we close and bring it up. Switch. Good, one more on each side, just like that. Last one here. Bring it up and walk it out. Let's work on our balance challenge, our knee lift to arabesque. All right, so standing nice and tall. We're going to lift that right knee up towards the chest, and we extend the right leg back as we find our arabesque position. Woo! Start over, try again. Today. Last one here. Good. Finish that one quick. All right, other leg here. Left knee comes up, and then we sweep it back. Almost had 4 in a row. One more. All right, let's do. I feel like we should do sideline leg, and get those hips a little worked out. Let's go ahead and stretch while we're up like this. All right, so feet about hip distance apart, toes facing forward. Take a nice inhale as the arms go up. Lifting nice and tall, spine is long. And then we waterfall forward, reaching for the floor. You can grab opposing elbows. Let the shoulders sway left to right. Tuck the chin towards the chest. You can shake the head yes and nod the head no. Good, bend the knees, roll that spine up to standing. Pick those feet a little bit wider. Inhale, hands go up. Waterfall to the center. Hands walk over to the left foot, grabbing the outside of that left ankle. You tug that chest and chin in towards that left knee. Nice deep breaths, filling that muscle with oxygen. We're going to walk the hands through center over to the right foot, grabbing the outside of that right ankle, pulling that chin and chest in towards that right knee. Finding center. And then we're going to bend the knees and roll it all the way back up. Good. All right, we are going to, let's face the front. We're going to bring it back to seated. And we're going to hit a butterfly here. So the soles of the feet come together. I like to grab my feet and then press the knees down towards the floor. Good. Take that right foot and face it over towards the right for a Z-set position. And then we are going to press the left hand down to the floor. Right hand comes up, and we're going to find that mermaid. So we flex that spine over towards the left, finding that nice stretch through the right side of the body. And then we bring it back up and come to the other side for a counter stretch. Left hand goes up and across. And then back to center. Bring those feet back together for another butterfly stretch here. And then we release that stretch. The left foot goes over towards the left. Right hand finds the floor. Left hand reaches up to lengthen the spine, and then we flex over towards the right for that mermaid. Bring it up, and we find that counter stretch. Right hand goes up and flex. And then we find center. Good. Okay, let us, we're going to do those side lying. So we just face each other on this one. We're going to start with those clamshells, sort of that 90-degree angle. Nice solid core here. And we're going to start, we just lift that knee up towards the ceiling and then squeeze it back down. It's not that hot, but I am just sweating.
Grace is good though.
Yeah, it is. Okay, for 3, 2, and last one. We extend that leg out. We lift. More. And we're going to be intentional with the toe. We're going to point up to lift and point down to lower. One more here. Good, we're going to keep that extended. We just sweep it forward to 90. Point the toe. Flex the toe to pull it back. Point to the sweep. Flex to pull. Good, one more. Relax it, tap it up if you need to. We're going to do a few leg circles here. Everybody's favorite. Nobody's favorite. Extend that leg long. We lift up, flip it forward, and pull. starting at 90-degree angle. We're going to start with those clamshells. We lift and squeeze. Did you play college soccer?
Mm-hmm. No, I started refereeing college soccer as soon as I was in college.
Oh, cool. 2 more here. This one. Okay, send that leg. We lift. Last one here. We do our sweeps. Point the toe to the sweep. Flex it forward. Over here. Tap it out. Alright, let's put those together for our leg circles. Start with that leg extended nice and long. Oh, I forgot to do the toes. Up and down.
Yeah. Let's say that felt easier.
Yeah, I was like, what did I miss? Something. My hip's not on fire as much. Get one more. Whew. Alright, now we got those leg circles. Now we're gonna be nice and warm. Alright, point that toe. Lift. One more. We reverse. Oh, last one. Good. Check it out. Whew. Hello, the boot. I mean, I feel like I should have like a big ghetto booty by now.
Share some with me.
Where's that bubble at?
I got a coworker who's always doing squats, a guy,
Yeah.
so he can improve his butt for
Yeah.
his girlfriend.
You got a bubble butt?
He's getting there.
Yeah?
He's pretty proud.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, so it's 11:15. You want to do a little, stretch that hip a little bit more. So left leg nice and long. Yeah, there you go. Yep, you know where we're headed. You can switch whenever you're ready. Let's lay down and do a happy baby here. You can grab the bottom of your feet. Kind of pull your knees towards the armpits. Letting those inner thighs kind of open up. The pelvis opens up. And I like to gently rock side to side here. Just kind of massaging out the back muscles a little bit in that lower back. Bringing your attention to relax the jaw here. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth if you're holding that tension. Now we bring the soles of the feet together, and I like to drop my feet down to the mat for another butterfly here, opening the arms out to a T, and just let myself melt down into the mat here. Nice deep inhales, feeling that chest expand. Inhaling positive vibes, and exhaling any negative energy. Think about something good that maybe happened to you this morning or yesterday or maybe over the weekend that can bring you joy throughout the day. Hold on to that happy thought and keep it with you throughout the day to keep that little burst of joy refilling. Beautiful. Nice and relaxed. Great. And that is all I got for today. Nice job. Yeah, you did good. Alright, and it's hot, so we're going to make sure we drink lots of water. Keep ourselves hydrated. Nice work today.